Yo, what up guys, Token Gamer here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to get started in Upland. Now I've been playing Upland for about a month, and there's a handful of things that I wish I had known before getting started. So the first thing I wish I did was sign up with a referral link. The reason why you should sign up with a referral link is because you get 50% extra on your first purchase of UPX or UPX, which is the in-game token. So if you guys haven't yet signed up for Upland, then go ahead and click that link in the description and you'll get that extra bonus, which can help you a ton when you're just getting started. So one super important thing that I saw a lot in the Discord is new players coming in and purchasing a whole lot of UPX so they can go around and mint a whole bunch of properties and get a whole bunch of new properties. But what they do is they jump the gun and they purchase 100,000 UPX plus. What that does is that takes you from being an Uplander to being a pro. And when you are a pro, you don't have access to the what they call Fair Start Act properties, the FSA properties. Now there's certain properties in the city that are reserved for new players, new Uplanders who want to get started, who can't afford to buy $1 million properties and things like that. So make sure when you're getting started that you only limit your first purchase to 50,000 UPX and you stay under the threshold of 100 UPX. That way you can get the best start possible and you can mint yourself some really cheap FSA properties. So you can see, well, I'm in an expensive area right now, so these actually aren't that cheap. I mean, they're a lot more expensive to mint if they weren't FSA, so these are in quite a desirable area, but these, at least you can still get it without going over 100,000 net worth. So first things first is don't go over 100,000 UPX until you've gotten a nice handful of FSA properties so you can really get your best bang for buck. Okay, so now you've logged into Upland, you've spawned on the map in whatever city you're in, and you start to see all these different color properties. Your explorer, what they call your block explorer, looks like this, and these coins that you see are the different collections that they have. There are different collections in the game, but we'll go to that in a second. So you'll spawn onto a map like this and you'll see light blue properties, you'll see dark green properties, and then you'll see FSA properties, and if you own a property you'll see a dark blue property. So I own this property, so I'm seeing it as dark blue. So the green properties are properties that are owned by someone else and are being sold. So we can see this one's for sale for 95,000 by this user over here, and this is the size of the property. The size is important, so always keep an eye on the size. You'll see these light blue properties. These are properties that are owned by another user but aren't for sale currently. You can make them an offer, but chances are that they won't take it unless they're actively selling. There's a few extra buttons that you can go into, but we don't need to know those for now. Another thing you'll need to know is when you're trying to mint a brand new property as a new user, you'll need to be in the area of that property. So your block explorer will need to be traveling either past, over, or just next to the actual property you're trying to mint. And the way you can send your explorer to another property is just by clicking a property in the area around the one you're wanting to mint, and you can click send. Important to note is the amount of UPX that'll cost you to send to this property, and that's displayed in the top left here. And then you'll need to use one of your sends to get there. So you have a certain amount of sends that you get a day, and then you can also pick up more sends on the map, and that's what we're seeing with these paper airplanes here. So if you're going to mint a brand new property, you're going to have to send your explorer to there to highlight it. Once your explorer gets here, these will highlight in like a neon bright green, and you can click on them and you'll have the option to buy or mint the property. So now you're thinking, okay, cool, I'm in Upland, I've got some UPX, I want to mint some properties, but what properties should I mint? Which properties should I be buying? And that brings us to the collections. So if you click the 3 dots at the bottom of your screen, that brings you to your menu here. This is quite important. There's a lot of cool things here you can look through, but the important one we're going to look at right now is collections. So we click here, and every city has a set of collections. So right now we are in Oakland. If you want to change the city, you just click this button and you can change whatever city you're in to see the different collections that they have. So I'm in Oakland, and we can see the East Bay, Newbie, King of the Street, Piedmont, City Pro, Temescal, etc, etc, etc. And the further along you go down this line, the more expensive the properties are going to get and the more rare they are. But the better the UPX generation of that property will be. So every property allows you or gives you a certain amount of UPX generation per day or per month. And the more properties you have, the more UPX that you'll stack and the more properties you can buy. So as a new user, what you're going to want to do is get some basic collections in the area that you spawned in. I spawned in Oakland right now, so I'm getting the Oakland collections by default. So I went ahead and I found properties in Piedmont. I found 5 properties in the same city, so I purchased 5 properties just within Oakland. I got King of the Street, which you can own 3 properties within the same street. And then there's also just owning 3 properties in Alameda County. So this is a good start for any new user. The first thing you're going to want to do is come look for some affordable properties, because you're going to have very little UPX to start. The cheaper the better. So these collections on the left hand side here will be a good place to start, and you can just move up. The easiest purple collection to get will be City Pro. This will be the first purple collection that you get and that everyone gets. And once you buy those properties, you can just come to the collections area again at the bottom, click collections, and then if you want to add your collections to, let's say, the East Bay, then you can come and you can select those properties. They'll be listed here. You select, and you click done, and you'll be able to collect your reward, and those properties will then be boosted by the collections that they are in. So all the properties give you UPX generation by default, but if you get your property within a collection, it gives you even more. It gives you a nice boost on the amount of UPX that you get per month. But yeah, a good place to start is right here in the blue collection. Okay, so now we know where we want to buy. We know we want to buy in the East Bay here, for example, or in King of the Street, just 3 properties in the same street. How am I going to find the absolute best bang for buck properties? And I'm going to use a website called upx.world, and I'll put the link in the description below, and you can go over to that website and it'll look exactly like this. So what UPX World allows you to do is it allows you to search the cities within Upland. It allows you to search only FSA, so only Fair Start Act properties, and then you can go over and search properties that are unlocked. The other options here are properties that are owned, properties that are for sale, but you want First Start Act properties that are unlocked because you'll be able to get these for nice and cheap starting. So what you can do is, if you know what the collection is in the city, so I'm going to go ahead and put your Oakland, select that, only FSA unlocked collections, and we can just drop down here and see all the collections that were in Upland. So the website has already them all listed, so you can go and say, I want property in the East Bay collection. So I can tick off the East Bay collection here. So I need 3 properties to fill this little collection card. So I'm going to go ahead and search Oakland, FSA, so I can get the cheapest, unlock properties within Oakland, and then here, neighborhood you don't need to worry about, and then here we can just say the East Bay, and we can go ahead and click search. So we can see here, it gives us a long list of properties that are available for new users to mint in the Oakland area. You can arrange it by mint price, or you can arrange it by UP squared. So this is the size of the property, and this is the price of the mint. As you can see, there's only a few that are available for 2,800. Then it goes 3,000, 4,000, and then, there's some down here for 2.8. So let's organize it like that. Okay, so we have 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, and as we go, it gets more and more expensive. So the kind of properties that would be best for a new user are the cheapest ones, I would say, because you'll be able to get more properties. And then you can come here and check that you're filling out your collections. So in order to get the East Bay collection, you can buy 3 of these properties. Then you'll be able to fill out this collection, and you're done, and you're getting UpX generation, and you're starting the game, and you've got your first little blue coin next to your name there. So the next one's a bit tricky. In order to get King of the Street, then you need 3 properties in the same street. What we can do here is we can just scroll down, and we can have a look if there's any streets that are repeated or that are common. Any avenues. So there's High Street, 51st. Okay, so I've had a look, and I've arranged by neighborhood, and I can see here that there's two properties on 13th Avenue that you can buy. Obviously, for the King of the Street, you need 3 properties, but there don't seem to be that many available in Oakland right now. But they are launching new cities as we speak. Also new starter cities that are specifically geared towards new players. So if you come here and you search the city that you spawn in, you should be able to find more properties that will allow you to finish your King of the Street. So once you purchase 3 properties on King of the Street, on the same street, you can go here, add them there, and that'll get you a King of the Street collection. So you can use all of these to get your absolute cheapest properties to fill out all of these initial collections, get your first City Pro, get your first King of the Street in your East Bay, and that'll get you a nice head start in your UPX generation. And that's basically it, guys. So the goal is to get more properties, get more collections, get those properties for as cheap as you possibly can. Then you can sell those for a profit. These mint prices that you get at FSA are absolute bottom of the barrel prices you're going to get for a property in this area. So you could then sell this for 60,000, 90,000, 120,000. You don't want to be selling your properties too cheap. So use the upx.world website to make sure you're having a look. If you're giving the market a good deal, or if you're overcharging, because maybe your property isn't selling and you want to sell quicker, then you can come look and see what the floor is. But that's basically it, guys. You're going to buy as many FSA properties as you possibly can. I would use this website just to buy the absolute cheapest ones. You're going to send your Explorer over to those properties by using the send button. You're going to pay a small fee. Remember, you're limited to a certain amount of sends a day, so if you are going to be sending around, try pick up some of these aeroplanes on the way over. Before you run out of sends, pick up a few aeroplanes, and then you can go jump around more. Once you have 1 or 2 properties on the map, you can start to send to your own properties for free. So I can go ahead and send my Explorer to my property for free right now. And it says, do you want to go there? And I say confirm. And he's all the way across the other side of the map. He goes to that property and it automatically zooms in. And now if there was an FSA property over here, I would just need to get a little bit closer to it and it would turn green. Or if there was one right here, it would be neon green already. So you buy your FSAs, you wait, you sell, you can flip some in the short term, or you can hold for a medium term or long term, wait for the properties to get really expensive and play a more long term game. But the way I see it, this is a bit more about patience. Buy as cheap as you can, wait for property prices to increase, or flip while you're FSA and while you can get cheap properties. Buy and sell as many FSA properties as you can until you get to pro, and then you can start to go into the kind of more competitive side of minting and of Upland, when you start to go up against all the big dogs, the directors and the executives and things like that. So yeah, I hope this video really helped you guys. There was a few key things that I wish I really knew when I got started with Upland. You know, the referral link, knowing which properties to buy, making sure you get good collections, and just knowing that it's a game of patience. They're constantly releasing updates, they're constantly releasing more opportunities and competitions and all sorts of things. So join the Discord. I'll put a link to the Upland Discord below. And keep up to date, because if you can't get a property now, or they're too expensive, or there's none available, I'm sure that there's more just around the corner for new players and for older players. The team's working very hard, and I'm super excited to see what they come up with next. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy, and if you do buy any properties, please comment them below, and I'll select a lucky few for me to jump to, and I'll give you guys some free UPX. So enjoy, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be releasing more videos soon. Cheers.